So here's another vlog of mine as a father. So this is more of, me as a first-time father who's learning. Just want to share a few thoughts. So if you are a parent or someone who likes to hear such thoughts, stick around. If you're looking for something incredible, no, this is just a normal conversation. I think 2 days ago, what had happened was, me and my wife, we went to shopping, 7-Eleven, go to this convenience store. And, we order stuff like we check out, okay, there are snacks, there's milk, there's crisps, chips, as you call it. Then there is cold drinks, or sometimes my wife might take ice cream or rice or, sauces for cooking. So we buy general stuff. And I buy whatever I want, like my Red Bull or whatever, or other stuff. My baby has this tendency where she'll go, wow, she's so happy. For her, it is like Disneyland. So she goes, wow, she goes everywhere. And she goes to one particular section, which she always loves. And that one particular section is the toy store, the toy area. And in this toy area, she will always go and pick up a toy. Okay. Now, obviously, because, toys, you see toys, you like toys. Now, what has happened is, because she watches so much of YouTube, children's YouTube and ABCD and 1, 2, 3 and Thai alphabets and all that. Some of these, obviously, I'm not sitting down with her 24/7, but we have given her the YouTube for children. So, in some of those videos, there are these children who play with toys. And they talk about dolls and funny stuff and cartoons and all that. So she tends to see these these children playing with toys. So what happens is, when you see these kids playing with these toys and you see a toy that is similar, it kind of brings back these memories. So my daughter, she kind of recognizes those particular toys, and the toys which are shown on YouTube is a toy that she wants. I think that is one of the reasons why the European Union and the governments now are kind of penalizing YouTube for, trying to influence children's mind, because they do get influenced. My baby knows what particular toy she wants. She'll not take any other toy. She'll just take that toy because she saw it on YouTube. So, okay. Now, the thing is, these particular toys are slightly overpriced. I'm pretty sure you know this. A toy that can cost 20 baht. 20 baht is less than $1. That same toy with a different brand name can cost 10 times more. Can cost from $2 can cost $20. Okay. Now, luckily for me, I don't find it expensive to buy my daughter a toy. However, I'm more concerned about the fact that every time we go shopping, she wants a toy. Every single time. And this can lead to bad habits. So imagine, every day we go to the store at least once. And every single time she wants a toy. So now, to handle that, me and my wife, we have adopted different techniques. Like, sometimes we show the toy, we show it, we keep it, and we divert her attention with a juice or milk or cookies or something, apart from this, something healthy to eat, and she forgets about it. But as my baby has been growing bigger, obviously her brain development has been more. Now she remembers the toy. So even if we give her milk or something else, she doesn't leave that toy. She'll hold on to the toy. So we developed a new pattern. That is, after we gave her the toy, she takes the toy and she holds it. Then we go to the counter. When we go to the counter, there is that barcode, and that barcode goes pip, it kind of like scans the thing. So my baby has this habit where she gives the toy to the counter and she tells pip pip. So that, my wife is communicating to that lady at the counter, just say pip pip. Okay. So that lady will take the toy from my baby, and my baby is hardly up to the knee. So she's looking up, and so this lady takes the toy. Now, until a few days ago, after the toy was taken by the lady at the counter, she'll take it and she'll keep it down. So my baby feels happy that, okay, the toy has been accepted, not rejected. Then when we would come back home, she would forget about it. Until today, it used to be like that. And mind you, there are enough and more toys. So many toys. The whole house is filled with small toys. The worst part is this Lego blocks and these dolls. And she has this habit of, like, she'll break all the toys. Okay. So we have lots of toys. So this particular day, when we took her and she held on to the toy, that lady did beep. And she was very happy. My wife had that big bag. So I carried my daughter. She was very happy. Yay! My daughter actually went, yay! She was very happy. She put it in the bag. And we sat in the scooter and we moved off. Okay. Moved off home. We came home. As soon as we came home, I took out my bag with my wallet and everything. Kept the keys. My wife had that big bag and, obviously I was carrying the baby. So we came down and, we were just getting ready. I was going to go in my room when suddenly my baby, after being put down, I took my Red Bull from the bag. My baby went to the bag and she's asking, where? And I'll tell you, at that time I just stood still and I'm looking at my baby, and my wife is also standing there, and my daughter calls that doll sister. Okay, it's a tub. It's a blue tub where you have a small little character there, and you have to shower and give it a bath. And there's a toothbrush, and there's these toys that look like a shampoo and all that. So my daughter likes to have bath, and she gives the dolls a bath and all that when she's having bath along with her. So she said, "Where is sister? Where's sister? Where's sister?" And I'm standing there. My wife is standing there. And my baby is saying, "Where's sister?" And then she pulls her bag down. My wife gives her the bag. And she's looking in the bag and she's searching. And she was searching. And then she looked at my wife and, "Where's sister?" And my wife told her, which was one of the worst things she could have done. She asked Papa. Oh my goodness. My daughter came. My daughter came to me, Papa, where's sister? Just imagine that small little thing looking up into my eyes. Where's sister? Oh man, my heart just fucking melted. Yeah, I was like, I just carried her up and she said, where? I'll tell you, I felt as if someone put a knife through me, man. Oh, it was so painful. I felt so shit. I felt so bad. I felt I cheated my daughter. I felt I lied to her, So then I told my wife, okay, listen, just divert her attention, take out an ice cream. So she likes an ice cream. She likes a chocolate kind of ice cream with the filling of milk in the middle. So we gave her that, and then we put on her iPad and we took out some other toys, and by the time she forgot about it. She forgot about it and she was eating the ice cream and she was very happy. But I'll tell you, me and my wife, especially me, we were so disturbed. I was so upset. I was so fucking upset. My wife was like, okay, next time we'll not tell her lies. And I said, 100% we can't do this anymore. I don't want to lie to her. My wife was okay with it. My wife forgot. But I fucking could not forget it, man. I sat in my room. I looked at my work. I was doing my work. It kept flashing before my eyes. My baby asking me, where's sister? And suddenly I zoomed back in time. As I was looking at my baby, when I held my baby, the memory just went zoom back in time. When you remember, in my 80s, there was this Knight Rider series. This guy, Michael Knight, who was David Hasselhoff, used to ride this car. It was a talking car, Falcon or some car. They had modified it to have a red, you know. You can just type Knight Rider. So this car, which was supposed to be those days talking car, when KFC released a new Happy Meal for kids with the Knight Rider, if you could buy that car, if you could buy the Happy Meal, for a little extra you'd get a Knight Rider car. It was nothing but a car that looked like Knight Rider. It was just behind the wheels where kind of like a wind up thing. You pull it back and zoom, the car will go a little bit ahead. You know, that spring action. So I wanted that car so badly. Because as a small boy, I love that series. I love that this thing. So I told my mama to buy, my mother. I remember my mother used to work multiple jobs, like 3-4 jobs. So she would work, come back home, tell my mama about the Knight Rider. Then she would say yes, go back to work. Then when she would come back, I said, Mama, did you buy the Knight Rider? Oh, I forgot. She would go back again to work, come back again, night I would ask her. And I knew this was for a limited offer because obviously the toy is there for some time. So I told my mother so many times. Finally, and my father, my stepfather was a fucking asshole. He would just beat me if I'd ask him anything, so I'd never asked him. He was like, if I'd ask him, can I buy Knight Rider? Did you study? Huh? Did you study? First you study, then we'll talk. So I knew that he was a jackass, so I never asked him. Stepfather, fucking cunt he was. Bastard. I still hate him. But my mother, I had a little bit of hope that she'll buy for me. Finally, you know, I cried, and my mother, I guess, okay, fine. She said, okay, we will go. Let's go to Kentucky Fried Chicken, KFC, and buy your car. So I was so overjoyed, I was so happy, and hey. And as soon as we landed near KFC, I don't know where it was. It was in, I think, Sharjah? Not too sure, man. It was so small. Yeah. It was near Sharjah, near SNTTA building. I remember that, SNTTA building. For those who have been in Sharjah for many years, you would know where the flyover comes down on the... When you come down to Rolla Square, on the left hand side was the KFC small outlet was there those days. That building was demolished now. So as soon as he came in, I was so happy. I ran inside and I asked Knight Rider. No, sorry, not that one. I think it was the one in Alwada Street. See, you're talking of 1980s, man. You're talking of nearly 20-25 years ago. Fuck. I think it was the one. So forgive me. Okay, it can be either be that SNTTA building or it'll be Alwada Street. There were two of these outlets. So, okay, whatever the outlet is, I ran inside. I remember so clearly. I ran inside and I said, I want Knight Rider. So there was this Lebanese or this Palestinian guy. You know, most of their workers are Palestinian or Lebanese because they have to speak with Arabic to Arabic customers. So he said, okay, yeah, sorry. He said something and I was like still looking up and I was checking where is, you know, that image of the Knight Rider. I was looking around and there I could see the promotion, you know, with the poster and all that. So I was like, yeah, Knight Rider. My mother said, yeah, he wants this meal and all. And this guy responded by saying, sorry, promotion is finished. And I just like looked up and he said, we finished, we sold out. All of it is khalas, we have to remove the poster and it just, we have to change. And my mother said, she looked at me, oh Baba, it's finished. Now you take something else. I'll tell you, that minute I broke down and I cried. I cried so much, I cried as if someone hit me, I think. And my mother tried to console me, she tried to give me a Happy Meal I didn't want to eat. She wanted to give me an ice cream I didn't want. Went home and I was still sobbing. And later on I think I went to sleep and I don't remember after that what happened. I never got that Knight Rider car. And you know, I still remember it. You know. It's funny how you remember childhood memories. And it's funny, when I think of that kid, I feel that pain. I don't feel the pain for me, but I know how that kid felt. So suddenly I zoomed back into that and I came back and, you know, I was like, and then I remembered my baby. I got up from my seat, I looked out of the door, and I could see my baby still playing with the YouTube, iPad, checking. I again asked my wife, let's go and buy. She said, no, it's okay, forget. And I said, no, let's go buy. She said, no, forget. It's okay, she has forgotten about it. I insisted, but my wife said, no, fine. You'll be shocked to know the whole night I was tossing and turning, thinking about it. 3 times I woke up, or 4 times I think, woke up. And morning when I came for running to do my videos, even though I did my videos, every time that thought kept bugging me. In fact, when I got up before the exercise, I asked my wife, she says, no, stop being silly, it's okay, forget it. She has forgotten. After the run, again I asked my wife, she said, forget it. But you know me, if I'm obsessed about something, I can't forget. Finally, I had enough. I told my wife, nothing doing. We will go and buy for that baby this toy. She said, are you sure? I said, yes. Nothing doing, we are going. At first, I thought I will go buy instead of that toy, because that was slightly more overpriced. I thought I'll go and buy her something in a cheaper store, but you can get bigger toys or better toys. I took her there. To my surprise, my baby was not very keen on buying. It's like I literally had to chase her to tell her, see, take this. In the end, she purchased 2 or 3 things that she kind of liked. So I thought, okay, fine, maybe she likes this. Still, it was bugging me that I needed to take my baby to that place. Still, it kept bugging me. I was like, okay, nothing doing. So we drove down, went all the way, and I took her to that same place. Same exact location, I took her there. As soon as we landed there, I'm telling you, it was shocking. It was absolutely shocking. My daughter remembered that store. She remembered exactly where the toy was kept. Just imagine a 2-year-old girl. She went exactly to that same place. She went exactly to the same toy. And she did exactly the same thing what she was supposed to do. And then she took this toy and ran up to that lady. And once again did the same thing. Beep, And that lady remembered her, and she told my wife, okay, I will take this and keep this down. This time my wife said, no. Buy it. Because she narrated the whole incident to that lady, and she's like, oh my God, because it was a very touching moment. Not because I was a good father, but because that baby, Finally, we took the toy. You'll be surprised. I bought her so many toys before this. And I bought this toy. But she didn't want to play with any other toy. She just wanted this particular toy. And when we went home, oh my goodness, the excitement. And she opened it, and then she did the shower, and she did the brushing the teeth and playing with the dolls and this and that. And I just was so stunned that a 2-year-old baby could remember all this. And after she played, everything was done. Well, eventually she got bored, and then she forgot about it. Later on, when I went and sat down to, once again, sitting quietly in front of my iMac. I just thought about it, I thought about the whole incident. My wife came and, after my baby went to sleep, she said, you're a good father. I told her, no, it's nothing like that. I'm not a good father or bad father, it's just what a father is supposed to do, It's just the role of being a father. This is not about advertising myself as a good father or good human being. No, there are so many of you who do more than that. I'm just sharing this whole thing is to share. That incident that happened to me and how I learned from that pain. Imagine I'm 44 years old. 44. I still remember what happened as a small boy who was maybe 5 or 6 or 7. I still remember it, even after 40 years. I didn't want my baby to remember that her old man, her father, did the same. How much it cost me? $20? But it's not the question of $20. And see, listen, I'm not going to spoil my daughter by saying yes for every toy. No. I purchased enough and more. From now, I'm going to put my foot down and tell her, no, you're not going to buy. In fact, after we went again, later on during the day, she asked. This time I said no. She made a little tantrum, but then she was okay. When I told her that you need to stop, because, you have to discipline. But the main thing is, I don't want to be that father that my stepfather was. I don't want to be this bad guy, I don't want to scar her heart or her spirit. And I don't want to have that memory I don't want her to have that memory that this father of hers, just for $20, he did this. Obviously, I'm not going to spoil her every time, but when something really matters to her, I want to do good. I don't know how to explain it. It's just that I remembered me as a small boy, and I didn't want to be that father. I didn't want her heart to break like how it broke mine. And to see my baby's joy and happiness of brushing her teeth and combing her hair, and I think the main point, the part that actually broke my heart was when my daughter looked at me, Papa, where's sister? Where's sister? I felt like shit, man. I felt like I cheated my little one just for $20. I couldn't take it. So I decided those, when you see those innocent eyes, those big, beautiful black eyes looking into your eyes, trusting you and saying, Papa, where? Oof, can't take it. Can't take it. So, gave her. And I'm glad I can do these little things for my daughter. That's why, I always tell my wife, whatever I have, money or whatever I've made, end of the day, for you and the baby, when I die, I'm not going to take it. I just want to be, if not a great father, average father. I'm not good by any means, because I spend most of my time with work, with my own brand, my own life, my own hobbies, everything. I just want to be a decent human being. Anyway, I just thought I'd share this with you. If you're a parent, maybe you'll relate to it. I don't know. Anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts. What do you think? I know, long drawn out stories. In a separate video, I'll share the actual footage of what had happened so you can see it. Okay? You guys take care. I appreciate watching this video. Alright? Ciao.